Hello everyone, welcome to Roma Theory. Good evening. Yes, I have a fresh cut. First things first, let me know in the live chat what you rate my new haircut from 1 to 10. I'm going to spin around a bit. There we go. Look, let's talk about Gini today. Gini's contract extension. Because the Sampdoria game makes us realize a very important thing. That when Gini's fit and when Gini has kind of dealt with his injuries, I think Gini has the potentials in becoming the most important, one of the most important players in the entire team. Definitely one of the most important sections of our midfield. I think Gini's extension is something which is going to take a lot of effort from Thiago Pinto this summer. It's one of those contract extensions which is not going to be easy because he's not our player. He's PSG's player. And we know PSG. We know PSG. We know their ownership. We know that they're an oil merchant club. So it's not going to be easy. But I think see how Gini plays in these last months. And if he does effectively give big impacts, if we were to get Champions League football because of Gini and the way Gini brings a great transition from the defense to the midfield, the way Gini brings a massive versatility to our midfield section, which also potentially, it could be said, it allows a lot of rotations because with Gini on the pitch, one between Matic and Cristante rests, and that immediately improves your bench, your rotational players, your rotational team, your B team. Look, I mean, from now on until the end of the season, do I think we will see many rotations happen? No, because this is that part of the season where the more points we lose, the harder it will be to catch up. I think it's hard for us to do it, but we have to play every Serie A game and every Europa League game from now until the 4th of June, which is our last game of the season. We have to play with a base of our starting players. I'm not saying the starting players have to start every single game. No, that's not what I'm saying. Rotations will happen. But we can't allow massive turnovers. We can't allow massive rotations, because if we do, then we've seen it happen many times this season. If we do that, then we lose points. And if we lose points now, there is no way we're catching up. We've got a tough calendar coming up. We've got 5 very complicated games coming up, not consecutively. I mean, every game is a tough game, but in the Serie A, I think the Torino away game, the Fiorentina away game, the Atalanta away game, and the 2 home games with the 2 Milan sides are going to be crucial. I am not expecting to see rotations in those games. And I think Mourinho's understood that this team doesn't have a B team. Therefore, Gini's performances count a lot because they do allow more rotations. Right, let's speak about the extension, because I think Gini actually got interviewed after the Sampdoria game where he was man of the match, grabbed the goal, and also won a penalty in that game. And after that game, he got interviewed and he basically said, so the journalist asked him, are you linked with Champions League? What happens if Roma doesn't reach Champions League? What will your future be like? And he said, I am not here because of Champions League. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here. I wanted to come here because the fans showed me how much they wanted me. The second I landed in Rome in the airport, the fans have shown me all the love, all the support. They've supported me through the tough moments of my injury. My future at the club is not linked to Champions League. So what effectively is being said here is that Gini wants to stay. However, he's aware that as much as he wants to stay and as much as he would like Roma to maybe put an effort in signing him permanently from PSG, he knows that the ball is in PSG's hands. And frankly speaking, I think he will stay, and I'll say why he'll stay right now. I think he'll stay, one, because he got injured. And if PSG are slightly generous, they look at Gini's season at Roma and they go like, wait, hang on a minute. It's not fair for them, right? Gini actually played for them 5 months because before 2020, before February 2023, he was injured. He broke his tibia. So you know what? I am going to give them a big discount. I'm going to favor them buying Gini permanently. And so I'm not only going to make them happy, but I'm also going to make the player happy because they've understood he wants to stay at Roma. So that's the first thing which could happen. His injury could play a big part in the contract extension and PSG's desire. Is it a desire? Is it not a desire to kind of give a discount to us? Second reason, if he puts the pressure to PSG and he starts going, I want to stay. I mean, look, I want to stay. I want to stay because I'm a completely different player in this team, and I think I see myself in this team. I see myself have a future in this team. If Gini puts pressure, just like he did in the first stage when we bought him. One of the reasons why we bought Gini Wijnaldum is, yes, Jose gave him a call. Yes, Thiago Pinto put a lot of effort in signing him, but I definitely say 70% of why Gini's a Roma player is because he put a lot of pressure. He, had a lot of sacrifices being made around him to accept to kind of make PSG accept his move to Roma. He sacrificed money, and I think from the first part of his adventure at Roma, he's been a professional. He's shown the fans, the club, the manager that he cares about the club. So that could be another reason why PSG could maybe have a discount in this. Now, there's also an option of PSG extending the loan. However, I don't think it will happen because if I'm not wrong, I was reading about this yesterday, and I was reading that Gini's Gini's loan extension, so PSG kind of extending the loan for one more season, is not going to happen because in maybe not this summer, but next summer, he's a free agent. So it wouldn't make sense for PSG to extend the loan one more season if at the end of next year, I may be wrong, it's maybe the end of this year or the end of next year, he's a free agent. So a loan extension, frankly speaking, is not going to happen. It's not going to happen because otherwise, I think that's what Thiago Pinto would be working on. Extending Gini's loan for one more season, I think, would benefit every single part of this. It would benefit us because we don't need to spend money and we can give him one more season to see if he's actually going to re-become the player he was before after this injury. It would also be beneficial for PSG when it comes to their FFP situation. PSG are targeted by FFP just like us. I mean, not just like us. They've got more power than us. Therefore, they'll be spending more money. But they are targeted by FFP. Therefore, if they can kind of get away with Gini, that's another player which they don't need to pay. So I think Gini's move, or let's call it Gini's permanent stay at Roma, would benefit everyone here. It would benefit us, it would benefit PSG, and it would benefit Roma. It would benefit him too. However, PSG are an oil merchant club, and oil merchant clubs are arrogant clubs. Therefore, it's not going to be easy. Like, really, realistically speaking, it really is not going to be easy. The problem around Gini's extension as things stand is his high wages. That's the main problem which Thiago Pinto has encountered. That's the main problem that Thiago Pinto has encountered because they agreed this summer when Gini moved to Roma, they agreed that PSG would pay a little part of those salaries. So can PSG do that again? I highly doubt that. I mean, they're not our puppet. They're not gonna just follow our orders. They've got more power than us. They've got more money than us. Why would they pay some salary? Some of Gini's salary when he's a Roma player. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy because his wages are high. But I think with a little bit of effort from Thiago Pinto, with a little bit of collaboration between the Roma board and the PSG board, and a lot of pressure from Gini in wanting to stay, I think he can stay. And I'll say it right now, I think Gini's pressure in this is going to be crucial. If Gini shows that he wants to stay and that all he thinks about right now is to stay at Roma, I think he'll stay. And that, in my opinion, could be the pivot. I think he'll stay. And that, in my opinion, could be the pivot of the deal. It's going to be Gini. It's going to be Gini's position. But yeah. Look, I think Gini is crucial. I think if we can build our midfield around Gini this summer, I think it would be really great. Because look, imagine Gini stays. Cristante stays. He renewed his contract a few months ago. Cristante's not going to leave. And then you also have Matic, who's not going to leave. Because, one, Matic already has an option to renew his contract. Basically, Matic's Roma contract stated that if he reaches 60% of if he reaches 60% of if he starts 60% of games, it was said in his contract, he has an option to renew his contract, and he's reached that. So Matic has an option to renew his contract. I think Matic is enjoying life. I just think what Matic is waiting to see is Mourinho's confirmation to stay at Roma. The second Mourinho confirms his stay at Roma next season, I think Matic renews. And that's immediately 3 of our midfielders which are going to stay next season. We need more of them. As I said yesterday, I think we need a box-to-box / defensive mid, a good one, and we need a good creative mid to put next to Dybala. And if we build a midfield with Matic, Cristante, Wijnaldum, I'm going to give you the name of Frattesi just because he's the one who we're prioritizing the most. And then a name like Ziyech, who's an attacking mid. I know he's an attacker too, but let's call him an attacking mid. I think that is a world-class midfield. Maybe not world-class, but that is a great midfield for a team like Roma. So, yeah, that's, I think, our next move. I think, and look, I've said this already. Modern football equals midfield. The more we go forward in years, the more football will be based on midfield. I mean, look, it's not a casualty that big players these days are all midfielders. 80% of big generational talents right now are midfielders. You know, if you ask a kid, if you ask a 15-year-old, name me some of the best players in the world right now, I guarantee 60-70% of that list is going to be midfielders. Because he's going to name De Bruyne, he's going to name Bellingham, he's going to name Musiala. These are all generational talents which are going to play a big part in the future of the game, and the majority of them are midfielders. So I think football is going to, I mean, it has already evolved, but it's going to continue to evolve, where the midfield section is the most important part. Therefore, this summer we got to prioritize that midfield section. It's just the way football is evolving, if you see what I mean, right? We have to prioritize midfielders. Midfielders are going to be the future of the game. Box-to-box, aggressive, physical midfielders. It's going to be the future of the game. Therefore, we need good midfielders. If you don't have good midfielders, you're not going to succeed in football. And I think that is a law which is going to be written in the next few years. If you don't have good midfielders, you can't succeed in football. It's impossible. Look at Gavi, Pedri. Look at Bellingham, Musiala. All of these generational talents which are growing, they're all midfielders. You can't name me one generational talent who's a striker. You can't. You can stay here 30 years and you can't name one generational talent striker. I mean a young striker. I don't want to hear Benzema and stuff. The only young striker who's playing in the world of football right now is Ekitike from PSG. And frankly speaking, I watched PSG's game against Olympique Lyon yesterday. Had he stopped one ball, Ekitike didn't stop one ball. Ekitike's bang average, in brackets, shite. So, do you see what I mean? There's a pattern going on. This pattern has to continue. Yeah, and I think academy players, the growth of academy players, the majority of academy players which we grow are midfielders. And look, you look at the academy players at which we are growing, all of them are midfielders. Vopato's a midfielder, Bove's a midfielder, Tahirovic is a midfielder, Karamitsis is a midfielder, who by the way scored today in the semi-final of the youth against Inter. Roma youth will be playing in the final. All of them are midfielders. The midfield is the future of this sport. And I expect a great midfielder transfer market this season, this summer, because at the end of the day, that's the most important thing. But yeah, look, let's read some comments. With Gini, always play so differently in midfield. The ball got recovered and played away so well. 3. Oh wow, I'll take that as a massive offense. Yeah. Sell Pellegrini and buy Fratte. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. And I'll tell you another reason why it's not gonna happen. I like backing players. This season, Pellegrini's playing shit, and I'll admit this 100%. Next season, Pellegrini's gonna be back. I couldn't be more convinced. I could not be more convinced. Clip this, whatever you want to do with this. Watch this live stream at the end of next season, and Pellegrini's a completely different player. 100%. 100%. Ziyech and Firmino in. That'd be great. Both of them are... I mean, one of them is a free agent. Ziyech, Firmino in. And I'm reading Roma's actually leading the race for Firmino right now. So be careful for that. Because I think not only we're interested in free agents, don't forget that Firmino is an Adidas player. And Adidas is their new sponsorship. Don't forget that Firmino massively increases the marketing of the team. I think Firmino kind of successfully follows all the criteria for a new player that the Fredkins are following. I would not be surprised if we get him this summer. In fact, I'd actually put my money on Roma getting Firmino, just because everything linked with Firmino links with Roma too. You know, and also the fact that Mourinho plays in a way where our strikers are falling back in the midfielder too easily. That's what Firmino brings to your team. Firmino is a false 9. Firmino's a striker / midfield. That's what he was at Liverpool. So I also think he would play well in Mourinho's system. But yeah, look, we've got a long way to go. We've got to think about games now, getting points, grinding points, and all of that. So yeah, look, if you haven't already, smash the like button and subscribe to the channel. Please subscribe. It's a road to 7,000 subscribers. We're quite a long way. But yeah, we can get closer and closer day by day. So subscribe, get your friends to subscribe and all of that. Smash the like button in this live stream. I have filmed and I am editing the first video which I will post in my second channel. The first video, it's gonna be a banger. It's gonna be an interesting one. If you haven't already, subscribe to my second channel, because in a few days I will post my first video. It's called Perplexus, and yeah, you can go on Roma Theory, the homepage, and then you can click on other channels and subscribe to that. So stay tuned for that. Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, and I will catch you tomorrow for the match preview of the Torino game. Yes, tomorrow. It's gonna be a crucial game. It's a game before Easter. That game is a game of two halves, because Torino's tough. We want to give a momentum to our Sampdoria performance. Complicated, but crucial. So I'll catch you soon. Smash the like button. Simon, out.